Yo, welcome back. It's the Cap episode 209 here with RJ Levychin. I am Nate Sperlin here for your weekly tour through hip hop. On this episode, we talk about two projects and two of the most exciting singles of the year. First up, we have Tee Grizzley's Built for Whatever, followed up by Jay Critch's Critch Tape, and those are the two projects we talk about. And then after that, we discuss J.Cole's Interlude, which is a single, which is the most J.Cole thing he could have possibly did, as well as Isaiah Rashad's Lay With Ya featuring Deuce. And also we got tangents. RJ, what are the tangents?
Man, we talk about J. Cole's fan base being the worst fan base of all time. We talk about the shelf life of C-list rappers. And we also talk about the future summer ahead that we have for TDE Dreamville. The rivalry continues.
It's three things. It's three of them. So tune in. We're on Verbal, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Probably forgetting something, but yeah, we're on all of it. So yeah, check us out. We'll be here. Thank you for the round of applause, by the way. Appreciate it. Yo, welcome back to the Cap episode 209 here with my co-host RJ Levychin. I am Nate Sperlin. It's your weekly tour through hip hop. Let's have a round of applause for that. RJ, how you doing today?
I'm chilling, man. It's a great day. My Chelsea hat in the back. Shout out Chelsea. Won today in the Champions League final, so it's happy day. Shout out Josh Hart, Chelsea fan as well.
Yeah, high key. I didn't know that the neighborhood in Manhattan had a team. That's kind of cool, you know. So shout out for that.
Oh, the guy literally had my mug. He's disrespecting me.
Yeah. Oh damn, you have a whole mug. So you dedicated to this, huh?
I got my rug over there.
You got a rug? Yo, do you know how dedicated you have to be to have a sports rug? To decide, you know what, I want to see. I mean, actually, low key though, that would be me with like, the Bears.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to wipe my dirt from the street on this rug every day, because that's how bad the team is. Like yeah. Actually, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
No shoes touch this rug.
Anyway, we have two projects to talk about, and we also have two exciting singles to talk about. Before we get started, do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe. You know, you feel me? There we go. Let's thank you for liking, you know, subscribing. Minnesota, you feel me? I'm just wearing a white t-shirt, so it's all good. But I stop. I stop. Anyway, that's a low-key a good transition, because first project we're gonna talk about is Tee Grizzley and his new project Built for Whatever. That's 19 tracks and 54 minutes long. It features King Von, Quavo, Young Dolph, YNW Melly, Lil Durk, Lil TJay, Baby Grizzly, G Herbo, All-Star T, Moo, and Big Sean. RJ, what did you think about this new project from Michigan's second best rapper?
I mean, you know me, I love Tee Grizzley. Thought it was fire. It's a great project. I gotta look up for sure what he is counting this, because The Smartest, which is his last project that dropped in June of 2020, was technically a mixtape.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see. I think that this was actually considered an album. So I gotta keep kind of going through it, because I don't understand with artists like this, what's the difference?
I don't,
because, you know, everything charts nowadays, and I don't know what is necessarily the effort is put in and how much stuff is actually taken into account for those types of projects versus an album versus a mixtape, and what goes into considering one versus the other, production wise, concept wise, whatever. But Tee Grizzley has one of my favorite flows, definitely coming out of Detroit. I like the features. I think that he's one of the guys that I like when he brings in a lot of features. So it did well, but he also has his own solo songs. I think that it was a good project. and I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I enjoyed it. I think it's consistent with the last one, The Smartest. I'm not sure which one's better yet. I do want to listen to this one a little bit more, but I do think that I'm not sure if we talked about this last year, but I think that if Tee Grizzley stays in this lane, he's gonna have a very successful career. I think that if he continues to go along this path, he'll become one of the most underrated artists in the game. But this is exactly what we wanted from Tee Grizzley, especially coming off of his first project. I think the first project is called My Moment with First Day Out and stuff like that. Like, this is what we wanted. His storytelling ability, his ability his flow, which is crazy, the Detroit beats, which knock every single time. There's a few songs in here from Hit Boy that are produced by Hit Boy, which is interesting as well. But yeah, I think overall the name of the game for Tee Grizzley is consistency, and I think that he definitely nails that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing is he's kind of like a Detroit version of Meek Mill.
Yeah. So
I feel like he brings in the storytelling, he brings in the grit, he brings in the grime, and it's about just continuing to solidify that spot. But I will bring up the question after we talk about the next album, because I think that it applies to both artists.
Mm-hmm. I also think that going off of that Meek Mill comparison, I think that Tee Grizzley is one of the best artists at having a great intro song. He did that on what was the last one called? The Smartest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that on The Smartest. And he also does it here with the Grizzly Talk.
Grizzly Talk is crazy.
Yeah, like
I think that he also knew from First Day Out that is kind of what
that was gonna be his shit. Like, because First Day Out is still one of the best songs of like that year. And the remix, there's actually a remix with Meek Mill, if you ever heard that before. Yeah. So I definitely enjoy that. I think that there's also there's more Chicago people on this. It's I think the Midwest is starting to come together a little bit.
He's always been a Chicago dude. He had dropped a whole project with Dirk.
He did do
Blood
that
in 2017.
He did do that. That is true.
And it was heat.
Yeah.
So I think he's always been tapped into Chicago a bit. I was surprised to see a Quavo Young Dolph feature on the same song. That was the one that surprised me the most. But I knew, but at the same time, is that anybody that was tapped in with Lil Durk, was also tapped in with King Von,
Yeah.
Consequently.
And G Herbo's from Chicago too.
Yeah,
I think the one thing, I guess I'm not surprised by it, but the song that interested me the most was the Big Sean song. And I didn't really like the direction that they went with that. They kind of went for that chick music kind of direction where they're talking about like girls and stuff, and I thought they were just gonna like go back and forth and like give us like straight like bars, and they didn't. So I was kind of disappointed with that. And that I
feel like Tee Grizzley too aggressive, and Big Sean can't really keep up with that level of aggression. If you get into a bar bag like that.
I mean, but at the same time, I think Tee Grizzley
would be like, we're gonna drop bodies, like we're gonna kill your grandmother.
But like also like,
and Big Sean is like my mental right.
But like Big Sean also has like some of the best bars of 2010. Like he deadass, like I forgot what song it was. I think it was the one with Drake off of Dark Sky Paradise.
Blessings.
Yeah, Blessings. And then he's like, I guess I gotta be like the solar system and plan it out. Like that's a good bar. Him on Control. Like literally what low-key sucks about Big Sean is that his best verse, in my opinion, is on Control. And then like Kendrick just comes on to Control and like
it was a fire verse.
Kills him. And it's like
you gonna get this rain like it's Mayweather. Good music.
Deuce said fuck trying and not doing, because not doing is something a nigga not doing. I was like, oh, I felt that. And then Kendrick was like, just like did Kendrick shit, and I was like, Sean who? So that was insane. But I do also think that this album, and I think that this applies for the next one too, was a bit long.
53, 55,
54 minutes, 19 tracks. I think that it was a bit long. It got a little redundant, but I do think that the songs that knocked definitely,
especially if you're gonna end it with mostly projects, like the last 3 songs besides the outro is just him.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also there wasn't really much, like I don't know. I think that this album probably would have felt better to me if it was like more so in the 30-minute, 40-minute range.
I'll bring it up again. This is another thing that I'm.
All right, copy.
So, yeah.
All right, so let's just zoom through this so that we can get to the whole.
Yeah. What are your
conversation.
favorite tracks?
My favorite tracks are Grizzly Talk, Built to Last, Evictions, White Dior T featuring All Star Lee and Moo, and Finally Change. What are yours?
Grizzly Talk. Right now, White Lows Off Designer and Life Insurance. But they're.
Oh yeah, I do like Life Insurance too.
Definitely gonna change.
Yeah, I like Lil TJay. Lil TJay's okay. Lil TJay, he's starting to figure it out a little.
I mean, he's trying to. To be honest, that's another tangent. I don't want to go.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. Let's get through
that's
this.
A tangent and a half.
Let's get through this, and then we'll get to these tangents. If you need to write it down.
I'll just give a preview.
Okay.
Like LeBron James came into the league, and he was, here's this physical specimen that has these basketball attributes, and then every player that was anywhere near that immediately got compared to that person, but then they didn't really pan out to be LeBron James. They either made their own lane or they were worse versions. Is that Drake came into the game and was like, I'm going to perfectly balance music for women and bars for dudes, and anybody else that's come since that clearly has the ability. I can make a song for women and I rap too. There hasn't been another person that like immediately out the gate like has it the balance correctly. There hasn't been another person. I haven't seen it.
This is just a fucking shot in the dark, but Fetty Wap maybe.
He doesn't rap. I'm talking about rapping.
That nigga Drake. Rapping.
That nigga Drake at Lil Wayne's prime. The guy that people were like, oh, he could be on a song with was Drake, and there wasn't that many. The list was very out of young rappers. So you mean like time,
actually like bars, not like.
I'm talking about like spitting, and people want to listen to the rapping part.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about no melodies, no yeah, baby. I'm talking about straight. I'm talking about 30, diplomatic immunity. Fuck them. I'm talking about straight ripping the beat apart.
You know what's low key
I sent her the child for it. She sent me the heart emoji.
Alright.
They all say they love me, but they hardly know me.
That one still stayed on your heart, huh?
Nah, it did. Bro, that's crazy. You send somebody some child support and they just like the Venmo payment?
Yeah.
That's vile.
Fuck it. Like supposed to get like a phone call or something?
Hey, how you? It's been a month.
Nah, give me the bread.
How you been the last month?
Nah, give me the bread. Get out of my face.
You been eating good?
All right, moving on. We have Jay Critch, Brooklyn's own Jay Critch. Critch Tape, 23 tracks, 8 minutes long, featuring Skill Bang, Lil TJay, 5 Foreign, and Drakeo the Ruler. RJ, what did you think about this Jay Critch Tape?
I thought that it was a good example of Jay Critch's sound and what he brings to the table. I think, and this is like what is going to eventually be the tangent, is that I'm starting to question a lot of these guys' ceiling. You know, it's cool. You know, I think we know we're in a year where we're going to get a lot of albums, and you and I have always been talking about development. We always talk about what people could, turn into. So I mean, I just have questions. It's now the third member of Rich Forever where they've had a hit, and since their hit, they haven't had another.
Is he on Rich Forever anymore?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those, like when Rich Forever came out with Rich Forever 3, and they had a bunch of hits, and the shit went off, and Rich the kid was doing his own thing, and Famous Dex was having his own hits, and Jay Critch was bubbling in the city. Is that they had a ceiling as high as anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think,
and they've all.
I mean, I didn't think they had a ceiling as high as anybody. Like
Rich the Kid was performing in England with Kendrick Lamar on a Lambo
because they have a song together.
But that's what I'm saying, is that like if you look at it, he has a song with Kendrick in the same time frame ish. Famous Dex is getting on songs with A$AP Rocky. Is that they're intermingling with that upper echelon level of artists.
Personally, I think that Famous Dex being on Rich Forever kind of stifled his growth, if I'm being honest with you. Like I don't think.
I mean, I don't think no one should have ever. I mean, as Uzi has said. I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and then they did beef over that. But what I thought about this Critch Tape was, I thought, again, it's a bit long. I did think that there's some drill elements involved in some of the beats. That was interesting, and I think that they were executed that in a way where it's worth a second listen, which I plan on doing. I think that's where I'm at with it. I think that it's a good project. It might be a sneaky good project officially, but I think I need to go back and give it a second listen just to appreciate all the aspects, because it is 23 tracks and almost an hour long. So that's like a lot of music. But if there's some form, like I'm always wondering what's going to be next for drill music. And this is based off of a first listen, but I think Jay Critch might have figured something out based on what I've heard.
You think he's figured something out?
Yeah, I think that he's used some drill flows throughout the songs, and it was still drill music, but it didn't, like, some people, the knock on drill music is that it all sounds the same, and there wasn't really a true drill beat on this project despite it being drill like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. No, I get you.
So he might have figured something out. I definitely gonna give a second listen to this project.
I just think that he hasn't, a hood favorite had, a good amount of good songs, great songs. I don't think that he's made a project with that ratio of like great songs to whatever. And I mean, it's we can go through favorite songs and we could turn it into the question that I want to ask you, because all right. I don't know. I don't know what song. No song stood out to me. I mean, I think a song like besides With Them and Out the Dirt.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Like, that was the one song I have written down as like my favorite.
Yeah.
With them with Lil TJay again. So what's the question that you want to pose?
I guess my question is, we're looking at people like Tee Grizzley. We're looking at Jay Critch. I think they have kind of different circumstances, but there's a lot of people that we're talking about, Rich the Kid, Famous Dex. There's a lot of guys that were lit 2016, 2017 that haven't had anything since. So I think about a guy who's had more success than them, numbers wise, radio wise, and Lil Pump, who we've all decided is dead. He's done.
Yeah.
J.Cole finished him. Even though he squashed the shit with J.Cole, it was too late.
Yeah.
Where are we with these guys? And I would even necessarily throw Lil Yachty in there, in the sense of, and we've talked about this before, is that there's a cultural relevance to them, but in music, there's no correlation to that. It's like, you see them in social media all the time, and then when they drop an album, they don't even sell 20,000 records. It's like, what are you actually bringing to music? Am I supposed to care about you? I think Tee Grizzley is a little bit different, but it's like, he popped onto the scene with a hit. I think that if LeBron James doesn't train to that hit, that he might not have the success that he has right now. But at the same time, is that being able to capture a guy like LeBron like that, where he's going to make because he really made a whole video and did a whole caption about it. Like, if you're going to do like that, you making music that captures people like that is important. But when you don't do it again, because if we think about guys like even Gunna, who I feel like a lot of people underrate, some people overrate, and he's very weird to rate because because you don't know, as a feature artist, top notch, as a solo artist, wishy-washy, as a collab artist, top notch. Like, you don't really know what he is, but he still has made hits where you're like, okay, this is a Gunna hit. Jay Critch hasn't done that. There aren't that many iconic songs, even as a New Yorker. Tee Grizzley hasn't had a massive hit, in the same way that he has from the first one. And in the era of social media and TikTok and songs being able to go viral. I mean, Corvette, hopping in my jet like that. Like, artists can have a song pop overnight. How long does an artist have between their first hit and us being like, we don't care at all?
It's a good question. I think with social media, the thing that also markets artists potentially better than their music is their presence on social media. So, like, for example, if you take someone like Saweetie, personally, I don't really plan on listening to any of her music, but like, women love her and they love like following her and stuff. And because of that, she'll probably she was just in a Call of Duty commercial that I don't really understand why they got her, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't play video games. And she just got a commercial for the WNBA, or I think Aja Wilson is in it or something. Some prominent WNBA figure is in the commercial, and Saweetie's in it as well. And it's like I see her placed in different situations that don't really make sense to me. Because, like today at the Santa Monica Pier.
See, I don't. They said Saweetie out here dancing at GTA side mission locations, and I died because she really was. Like change.
I don't understand that. I think that.
No, I don't get it.
I think that we might be like. I think when you talk about Jay Critch, I understand. Rista Kid is independent now, so he has to figure out his own way to do his own thing. I don't know what's up with Famous Dex. Lil Pump is done. Tee Grizzley is really the only one out of the people that you named that actually clearly has built his own talent and sound out. Like, you want to say,
I agree with that.
Like you could say Lil Yachty, but Lil Yachty just came through with an album that was just all Michigan sounds, and he's not from Michigan. So Tee Grizzley, I think, is different, because I think Tee Grizzley, he acknowledged it on his last project where he was trying to make hits, and that's not what he should have did. He should have just kept making music like this. And I think that him being able to acknowledge that, and him being able to come back to what works and what will work for him. The song is called I Apologize. The song is literally called I Apologize. So if you haven't heard it, you could go back and listen to it.
He was trying to sing. He was
singing on songs. So it's him coming back to this formula is why I'm still interested in Tee Grizzley, because I think that he has bars. I think that he has a great pocket of the beat. He picks Detroit beats I enjoy listening to. So he's different. Jay Critch is interesting because of this project, and because of the fact that he may have figured out how to manipulate drill in a way where someone like Lil TJay or Jay Critch could figure out what works on it for them on a drill beat. Rista Kid is I'm not really interested in listening to his next project, because I think that he's been a backpack, to be honest with you. I think that New Freezer, I think the only hit that he had by himself was Plug Walk. And that was a great beat, and he did his thing on it. But New Freezer is Kendrick's song. I don't even really listen to it that much. That was just such an odd pairing. I think.
Nah, bro, that hook is all up to him now. That song was the hook.
You think so?
It was the Kendrick verse. Because that video, because that was things that was helped via the viral video of the people being like,
because high key,
it's all to the hook.
Because high key Kendrick low-key started off the verse the same way that he did on that Travis song.
No, they're literally the same. It's a Black Panther song.
Yeah, but it's a Black Panther song, but it's still him and Travis is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
it's called Big Shot. The song is literally called Big Shot. And on New Freezer, Kendrick starts his verse off by saying Big Shot. So it's I don't know what I really expect out of Rich the Kid. I thought Famous Dex had potential to blow up, but obviously other matters of life have gotten in the way of that. Jay Critch is someone I've always heard about, but I've never really paid attention to until this project, really. Lil Pump, we knew he's gonna make some songs that are catchy as fuck, and you get tired of them, and then the album is trash. So that's where we are there. Lil Yachty, he's relevant in other ways. in terms of him having Sprite deals and
but what's the shelf life? What's the shelf life of an artist? Because that one of the first earlier things you said was it depends on social media activity.
Yeah.
Most QC artists are not active on social media. If we're thinking about Gunna, Migos, and Lil Baby, they're not active
Gunna
social media.
Gunna isn't a QC artist.
Oh yeah, he's a YSL.
He's YSL.
But yeah, like if you think about
Migos,
the QC artists, like Migos has been not like Takeoff is not on social media. Offset don't be on social media. Quavo be like the one guy.
But Offset kind of do though, because of Cardi.
Like they be on IG. They be on IG Live.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's not the same as like posting and like engaging social media day in and day out. But in the way that like say Meg Thee Stallion does. Meg Thee Stallion be posting like every day. But Twitter and Cardi B too. She be posting on the different social medias, videos, tweets.
That's a different fan base though, because like I think the one part about I don't think, and this is not me saying this, is just me looking around, because personally when I'm listening to women rappers, I'm listening to them because I enjoy their music, and I'm not listening to them because they look good. But I think for a lot of men, they just listen to women rappers because they look good, and that's like the majority of what they like. Meg Thee Stallion, she literally just posts like thirst traps like all day, and that's what like Cardi B does, and that's what a lot of women rappers do.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do? Like, there are.
So that's what.
I'm trying to think of people in social media. Like Chance the Rapper. Is a rapper.
But that's what I'm saying is different.
Base, and he posts all the time. He's always posting. I would even say I'm trying to think of somebody that's like a hard rapper that posts a lot. Like Gucci Mane, when he first came out of jail, he was posting all the damn time.
Yeah.
Posting every day. He had his wife recording a new video every morning, getting his fit. It's like that didn't. I don't think that correlated to record sales. I don't think that it correlated to relevance. I think that, like, I don't think that.
It does though. To relevance, it does, because it keeps you in the forefront of people's minds. So Gucci Mane already having that legendary mixtape run that he did, in terms of people dead ass listen to Gucci Mane like all the time, and him doing that.
It's Hurt Meek Mill.
Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not straightforward. Like if you're active on social media, that it'll help you sell records. Because it doesn't.
It depends.
Like there are examples of people that don't engage it. Think about Kendrick Lamar. Don't say nothing, and it won't matter. The record's gonna sell the same.
It depends on the aesthetic you're going for though, because Kendrick Lamar don't have to say anything when
That's what I mean. If it's one of those things where it's like so specific to a certain circumstance or situation, then it's not that, it can't be that necessary.
But what I'm saying is that for these artists that you've listed, aside from maybe Tee Grizzley, like Rich the Kid is going for an aesthetic of I'm the biggest rap star in the world, I have all this money and shit like that.
But don't you think that hurt him? That hurt him.
Yeah, but that's what they're going for.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that like you be like, oh yeah, it's important to be on social media and do these things for your career. Is that when I think about famous Dex passing out on IG was bad for his career. That was bad for his career.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying that I personally think it's important. I'm just saying in terms of people, in terms of marketing yourself and trying to get out there and become more known, it's become more important. That's what I'm saying. So most of the people who are around our age mostly follow, like me, I don't do this, but a lot of people follow just straight up celebrities just to see them. I don't do it. The reason why I like rappers and I like artists, maybe an exception for a few, that some artists maybe go past that for me, is because they make good music. I like Lil Uzi because he makes good music, and I also like his personality. 21 Savage is the same way. Vince Staples, I like his personality, his music, so it's like, it depends for each person. Personally, for me, I think what I'm seeing is that artists think that they can just that the focus doesn't have to be them making good music. And in reality, that's kind of true, because artists can be relevant in so many different ways. Musical artists can be relevant in so many more different ways now that it doesn't really matter if their music is trash or not. Or at least for the time being. Is it sustainable? Probably not. And that's what I mean.
That's what I mean. Is that like that? That's my question. Is I don't think that. Okay, let's say hypothetically we're on the same page that it's not sustainable.
Okay.
What's the shelf life between the hit that gets them noticed and recognized, and us being like, and us not tapping in anymore. So Soulja Boy is one of the most culturally relevant artists, technically, for his impact. There is not a single motherfucker checking for a Soulja Boy album ever, and they never will ever again. It'll never happen ever. There's no amount of marketing could make people be hype and anticipate a Soulja Boy project. This is not possible. Could never happen unless Kanye West was producing it.
I think it depends. I think it's clear, even though when people are listening, they're not really actively registering it. But even going back to last week when we were talking about the DJ Khaled project, it's clear when something's just a hit attempt and it's not really made to like grow on you. It's clear when something's made to go viral. At least to me, probably to you too, but we listen to music like every week. We have a podcast about it. So it might be clearer to us than most people.
We have a podcast?
I mean, I think it is, unless we've just been talking into the void the whole time. but anyway, I think that it's still somewhat clear of something being a hit attempt and something being catchy. And sometimes it works, but more times than not, I think that it doesn't work. And I think that the things that really make something sustainable is if you're able to make a good song. And
that's
Tee Grizzley has shown that. Tee Grizzley has shown that.
Like when do we get to the point where like we haven't had enough good songs for you to have this, for you to be able to claim this?
I'd say
because you can, because as an artist, we're even watching Drake fall out of that, of every song that you make being a good song. Like we're watching some of the one of the biggest artists stop doing that. So when is the all right, you've had enough chances, like I don't care anymore? Because like I would even say that like Kid Cudi is getting to that place.
Yeah, I think it's different for different people. I think it's different for different people. I think if you're, I'm
talking about they have one hit. It's like the thing that takes them to stop being a one-hit wonder. Because I think that if there's many artists,
for you
Lil
to
Pump
stop
is specific because he had multiple hits,
yeah, and
none of it really mattered. We still were like, you could leave at any moment in time and we wouldn't care.
Yeah, I think it has to be. I think based off of one hit, I think if you don't show some form of this is what you're going for and this is what I'm trying to be in your first album, then you're out of here. Like you don't have to fully develop it, but there has to be it has to come through that you're trying to, like, this is what you're trying to go for. I'm almost there. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to go for this. And if that's not there and it's just you just trying to make, all right, I went number 5 on Billboard, let me try to go.
But hip hop has to acknowledge that, because it's also because that's the thing, is that it's about streaming has expanded the reach for hip hop,
and it's also expanded the opportunity for people to get put on
genres.
Yeah,
but what you have to understand is there are so many artists who, in my opinion, I think that from what you just said, Lil Pump did that.
Yeah,
had a very clear sound. I knew what he was wanting to do on every song that he came. I knew what he was going to do. I knew that he could execute what he was trying to, and that if he did it well, would turn into a good song that would sell records. And I know that that's why they gave him all the money. But at the end of the day, is that they didn't go. They had to go the project route, I guess. You know, they didn't necessarily have to, but they weren't like, oh, we just want to just do singles. They made him drop a project, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to listen to any of these songs in a row. I mean, obviously it's situational, but I think my thing is Jay Critch is an example. Tee Grizzley is an example of two artists that have created a sound off rip. They were unique off rip. Is that it hasn't Tee Grizzley understanding, oh, I don't need to make hits all the time. It didn't stop him from singing. One of my favorite songs on The Smartest was Rap A Lot, and he was singing the whole song. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he sang the chorus though. Is that we also have so many circumstances where we say, all right, you drop your first project, now you got to start experimenting, because if you don't expand or progress, then we're going to stop caring. It's like, what is the real precedent? Because if we're gonna be in the situations like you got to solidify your sound, even though it's not your solidified sound, you got to like make sure that we know you have a sound, and then you got to expand that sound while still also making your sound be unique so that we know that it's your sound. And then it's like, but if you look at Drake, you look at Kanye, even Jay-Z, I mean, their careers are in phases of completely different sounds, completely different sonics. That if you change the voices a little bit and play them at the same, oh, these are different artists.
Yeah,
is that like the formula obviously doesn't work for everyone, and it's not. You can't just apply it to everybody. But I'm talking about guys that don't have international A-list superstar capabilities. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about selling 60, 70, 80K would be a really big deal for them. Mm-hmm. Is that how many projects, how many attempts do we get them at recreating what made us first care before we're right to say, oh, I don't care anymore? I mean, because because out the fringe fans, they're only gonna care about the hits anyways. If it's not in the top, they're not gonna care. I'm saying somebody that's hip hop. Oh, I know this artist. I'm gonna tap into this album. Is that when does it make sense for a fan to be like, I'm out? Until you prove to me that you actually have something, I'm out. Because I think that it is getting to the point where a lot of artists are showing, okay, this is my style. But the problem is that very quickly we learn, one, that style is not they're not expansive in that style, one, or two, the style is boring and we like it for a second, but we don't really like it. Because at the end of the day, Lil Pump if the numbers that he was doing and the prolificness that he was having with the very, very simple songs that he was releasing, I would have given him $7 million. But if you can just say Derek D. Rose a bunch of times and sell 1 million records, I will give you money for sure, easily. But clearly it was a dumbass idea. And motherfuckers hype for Isaiah Rashad. So it's like, the precedent for me is because we get on here and we talk about these albums and we tell our fan base, hey, check these people out. These people are worthwhile. Is when do we get to the point of these people are not worthwhile? These people are not worthwhile. We don't care. And this is it is for these reasons why we are not checking for these people anymore. Even though we know that they make money and they do all these things, there's no reason to check for them. When do we get to that point? So should we just like have a whole episode where we just like blacklist certain artists? Washed. I'm with that. I think that it needs to be considered. Because I think that's a valid point. You definitely raised a valid point in terms of at what point, not even just for this podcast, but at what point, as a fan, do you stop caring? I think that's something that we've all, as music listeners, have gone through in terms of artists that you genuinely enjoyed listening to, and then they do something and then you don't really like it anymore, and then you're just off it. Because I think that would be a very interesting topic to go through, because I think it's something that isn't really measured, or something that's not really, the answer isn't really tangible or obvious. Like I think it's something that's strictly opinion based. So I think that would definitely be interesting to talk about. But that was a good tangent. All right, so you want to talk about these singles, because it might be summertime is coming in quick. Yeah, let's do these real quick, because I feel like we already went mad. Nah, don't worry, I got this. Putting the team on my back right now, guys. TDE is on the way. Dreamville is on the way. We already got an Isaiah Rashad. Isaiah Rashad dropped the single and J.Cole dropped the single, and the bars are back, ladies and gentlemen. The bars are back. Yes. I don't want to talk about this. We know the offseason is coming, I think next week. We're not very sure about Isaiah Rashad. We don't know about all that. We don't know how that's going to work. We do know the name of his new album, though. What is the name? The House is Burning. The House is Burning. Oh, it's hot. I mean, these bars are hot. It's hot. Oh, my God. So, what were your thoughts? Start with the Isaiah Rashad and then go into the J. Cole. I'm not fully sure what the Isaiah Rashad my thoughts were. I think that I agree. Him with Deuce is interesting because Deuce killed this shit. Max, who is
OldMilk Max. I'm gonna call him OldMilk Max from now on. Everybody's gonna be OldMilk RJ. It's like YB. No, let me stop. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I recognize it. Don't.
See what happens when I pass the ball back, ladies and gentlemen. See what happens.
You took me on my rhythm. I was getting into my little crossover, my rhythm dribble, and then he was like, "Yo, I'm open," and you just come on.
No, it was a pass back. It was a little quick pass back.
No, I was getting into that, but I think that Deuce is interesting. I think that it was a very odd pairing that worked. Deuce killed his verse. Isaiah Rashad is someone that I have to be more familiar with for me to be able to say if this is on par or not. But I have heard really, really good things about him. I've heard people say that he's the second best rapper on TDE, which I can't verify, but I've heard people say it. So that being said, I'm interested for this next project for Isaiah Rashad. I'm gonna let you give your thoughts because J.Cole
is a bigger beast.
Boy, oh boy.
Also, before I get into that, I just want it to be known that I do think that it's funny that Jay-Z had the single best bar on that DJ Khaled album, as well as the only one that was relevant. Just let that be known. That's another B. Can't forget about the other. Hey, Isaiah Rashad. I love Isaiah Rashad. I don't think that it was on par, but it was the type of song that was good enough where you're like, oh shit, Isaiah Rashad might get in a completely different bag and change the way that you consider the artist. Just like we were talking about with these other guys. We're like, oh shit, is it a new bag coming? Because
is that Telfair?
Stop.
Hey, what is that?
But I mean, I am very intrigued. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, this is not what I'm expecting, but but you're not mad about it.
Yeah.
So it was a great song. Shout out to Deuce for doing his thing. I think that's a great song, and it is definitely a good single. So shout out to TDE for that. But J. Cole.
Wait, hold on. I'm also tight because I didn't get proof of life of Kendrick existing. I said that last week. I wanted some vocal from Kendrick this weekend, and I didn't.
Nah, because Kendrick has to clear the song. That's how you know he exists.
All right.
He has to clear.
So I copied my vote. So I got to look through the credits, see if he mixed it.
He in there.
All right. All right.
You're gonna see Duckworth somewhere in there. Watch. But yeah, J. Cole dropped an interlude as the leading single.
Okay. First off, this is the most J. Cole shit to do. Period. And also, on the other hand,
another tangent too.
On the other hand, fucking worked, man.
Hey, hold up, nah, because
fucking worked.
Yo, I wanted to be clear that I have now decided the No Name thing made me consider it. I've decided that J. Cole fans may be top 3 toxic in music because motherfuckers have decided this is the greatest interlude that hip hop's ever seen. And
already? Are you dead ass?
Bro.
Oh boy.
Why? I'm not even saying it's a bad song.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Come on, man. That's not top 10 Cole songs. How is it one of the best interludes ever?
Because an interlude is different from a song.
Stop.
It is.
We're not gonna do the thing.
Lupe Fiasco has had some interludes where he does not say shit and it's just a beat, and it's one of the best interludes I've ever heard.
I'm not gonna count this, but I hope that you use this clip because I want to post this.
Okay.
Currently, right now, off rip, I can't confirm this. My nomination currently for best interlude in hip hop is the Buried Alive interlude featuring Kendrick on the Drake album Take Care, where it's just Kendrick Lamar and he just goes off and kind of tells a story about like fame and women and ambition and all these things. Really like weird execution. That's a better song than this one. 2,
I feel like I could
this song right now. This song is just it's not one of Cole's best. It's a good song. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to hate on the song. I just get tight when Twitter's like, yo, Cole just dropped the best interlude I've ever heard. You
know what I think it is?
Breathe.
You know what I think it is?
Breathe. Take it out your mouth and breathe.
I think you're just mad that he sang.
No, stop. I'm not gonna because I actually think that it was a good execution of the singing.
Oh, so now you can sing. Okay.
But like when my little was like, yo, Jesus Christ died at 33, and then Nipsey and then Pimp C. Like Motherfuckers gonna be, there's like a 27 club, and now Cole's fans gonna have the 33 club.
You didn't even hear the full bar though. The full bar is that he said hella blues like the rolling 60s. Christ went to heaven at 33. So did Pimp C and so did Nipsey. The rolling 60s and then Nipsey connection. Come on.
That's another B. Can't forget about the other B. That's all I gotta say.
Look, I'm just saying.
No, because you really gonna have people be like, yo, the 33 club is a thing. It's Jesus, Pimp C, and Nipsey.
Look, same song. He's like, Jesus said that you should turn the other cheek. Was it his niggas getting murdered every week?
They were.
That's a good point.
They were dying. And Jesus was like, hey, bro, we got to just take it. And everybody was like, are you sure? And he was like, don't worry. God got us. I'm telling you.
He didn't say God. He said Pops got us.
Yeah, he was like, yo, big homie, he got us. Don't worry. My dad got it. Yeah. Don't even worry about that. Just turn the other cheek. But I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Let me just say.
Don't worry. You're going to go to heaven. Don't worry.
Let me just say that if this J. Cole interlude was so good that I think that the offseason might be an album of the year contender.
I think that I said
you did, but
I said last episode
this is proof.
I said it's gonna be proof. So
this is proof to me.
If this shit gonna drop on me fire, I'm gonna be like, dude. See, I told y'all niggas.
Dude gave us an interlude that is better than 80% of the best songs that any of these rappers could do.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it's still just an interlude.
It is, but
I feel like people really, really gotta get over that.
It's just the fact that this interlude is one of the best songs of the year already, and it's an interlude. It's not even supposed to be the best song on the project.
Cole fans really have to relax.
I'm just saying. Look, man. I'm just saying. This is not.
You like the music that he makes.
This is not set up to be the best song on the project, and it's already one of the best songs of the year. That's all I'm saying. This man got some heat, and we're gonna have to call the fire department. That's all I'm saying.
We've literally been saying the year's been scarce the whole time. It's not. The bar is low.
That's what I'm saying. That's fine.
The bar is ski.
But even if the bar was high, this is still a good song.
The bar is ski.
But even if the bar was high, this is a good song.
It's literally ski.
It doesn't matter.
And Waukesha, like, come on, bro.
It doesn't matter.
All I'm saying is that I feel like Cole fans just gotta like relax. I just don't want Cole fans. I mean, you literally wrote the article about it.
Yeah.
I do not want Cole fans to put themselves in a position like Cardi fans do. I think that it's different because I think Cole is going to be a lot more straightforward with the content he's making and the music that he makes. I think he's much more straightforward. But at the end of the day, I mean, it wasn't even 24 hours niggas was tweeting that it was the best interlude they had ever heard. Like, come on, bro. Play it back. Play it back a few more times. Don't do that. Listen to the bar. You don't even know the bars he said, and you talking about how it's the best interlude ever. Don't even do that. I mean, if the interlude is the bar, it's probably still a classic, but it would still be underwhelming. It would still be underwhelming, in my opinion.
Underwhelming.
If the bar was what the interlude is, if that was the bar, because I feel like that is like in spitting distance, like KOD is in spitting distance.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't really like
Kevin's
KOD
Heart's
like
a good
that.
song. Kevin's Heart is a good song.
It is a good song,
and it was a good video. That was a good idea.
It is a good
I'm
video.
glad that Kevin Hart can like do that.
ATM is good too. ATM is a good song too.
And KOD was a good song.
KOD is a good song.
All right, so 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Most of these niggas don't even be getting one. So we did one on a whole tangent about niggas can't get one. This nigga had 3, and that shit was light.
That being said, if this album is better than KOD and better than I liked For Your Eyes.
Yeah. If this is, I think this will be. It already is. It already is.
Look, man.
All right. Cole fans got it. I ain't gonna lie. Now Cole fans got it. Because
look at him.
If this nigga dropped this interlude and it's better than his last 2 projects.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, you can't.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, because I was listening to the Climb Back or whatever, the two Lewis Street, the 2-pack that he dropped, and one of the songs fire.
Yeah, this.
We only take the double bangs when they're talking about Luca. All right.
All right.
Anyways,
all right. You ready to get out of here? That's the one. That's the one that set me over the edge. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. That's the one that made Aaron Rodgers want to leave Green Bay.
So wait, but real quick. So we can say J. Cole's coming.
Yes.
So I think that both of us said Isaiah Rashad was the most likely to be the guy to drop, right? Didn't we both say that? Or did we say Absol?
I said,
because I'm pretty sure
I don't remember what I said. I just remember I don't remember if I said it on this podcast or not, but I remember saying that if it was Schoolboy Q, I'd be tight.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I said that.
That was on the podcast.
But like everybody else, whoever it was, I didn't really care.
My question is just last question.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole's coming. I think it's safe to assume Isaiah Rashad is in the middle of a rollout, whether they make us wait or whatever. We're gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get other TDE Dreamville projects this summer? Yes or no?
We better.
Do we though?
We better. They owe us. They on the clock. TikTok.
Doesn't make sense to drop multiple at once. They're not Kanye.
Not at once, but it makes sense to. You could drop when is this dropping next week?
Like Kendrick Lamar and Isaiah Rashad.
That's May 14th.
Like Kendrick Lamar, like if you drop Kendrick Lamar too close to Isaiah Rashad will lose streams. I'm confident in that.
You can, but.
And they have to watch out for those guys. And they have to watch out for the Dreamville guys.
Oh yeah, Kendrick doesn't have to.
They're all
Kendrick doesn't have to.
Of course.
Like Kendrick could literally.
No, Kendrick is an international artist. I'm not talking
like Kendrick
about.
could literally.
I'm not talking about the number one.
The day that JID
we're not talking
drops.
about first string. We're not talking about first string players. We're not talking about the starters. We're not talking
first string because J. Cole.
We're talking about second string.
Dreamville first string is out of here.
I'm talking about second string.
Uh-huh.
Do you think we're going to get JID, Boz, Ari Lennox, or we're not going to get Earth Gang because we recently got Earth Gang.
Yeah.
Or Absol? Like, are we going to get two projects from either camp? Do you think that? Yeah. And if so, which camp is going to give us more than one?
TDE.
And TDE is going to give us Kendrick, Isaiah,
and Absol.
And Absol. Okay.
I don't know if J-Rock is feeling it, but
I think that Ari Lennox could drop at any moment in time, but I think that
I feel like she's a summer artist.
She needs rollout.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think that she could come out in the summer.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that she needs rollout.
But I think the thing with TDE though is that Kendrick isn't really like Kendrick, Absol, Isaiah Rashad aren't even J-Rock, they aren't seasonal artists. Like they could drop at any time and their fan bases will be happy. Like that's the one advantage that TDE has. I mean SZA, I don't even think SZA's a summer artist. Do you think that she's a summer artist?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean I think she's, as you said, she's all seasons.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing that TDE has that Dreamville doesn't. I think JID could drop whenever he wants. TDE
is made up of artists more so, in my opinion. But I don't want to get into that. That's another thing.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about this soon. TDE is gonna be a great year watching TDE and Dreamville battle it out, and Drake beat them either way.
I don't know about that. I mean, unless the fix is in, but
the fix is in.
Yeah.
The fix was purchased a year ago.
A year ago? So I'd assume 10, but anyway. That is RJ Levy-Chin. I'm Nate Sperlin. This has been The Cap. Thank you for rocking with us this long. I hope it was interesting for you guys. We will be back next week with episode 210 or 210. We'll figure out how to say it.
Ew.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
21. I'm saying 21.
Like and subscribe. Wear a mask.
21.
See you next week. Yeah.